in here. We are in here. We got a loaded panel today. Today is 49er. Hey, today's 49er. We're going to be talking a whole lot today about these boys. We're going to be talking about some potential people coming in. We got a lot going on today. My name is Akeem. This is definitely the 49er Empire podcast. This is Blair Coates down here, and I want these two gentlemen to introduce themselves because they have their own entities, their own shows, and I definitely want them to get their love for that. We'll start right below me. Go ahead and go.
Hey guys, my name is Sterling. I host the 49er Access podcast. You can follow me on Twitter at 49ers_access and on Instagram, 49ers.access. Got the latest Niner news, all the hot takes you want. Even if you hate them, you're still going to want to respond to them.
That's right.
Yeah, I'm going to try to be as good as he is with the introduction. I'm your boy, Wayne Breezy, co-host of Nothing But Niners podcast, host of the Nitty Gritty podcast. Man, make sure you guys follow me at Wayne Breezy or at Nitty Gritty, the number 9 ERS on Twitter and IG all day. 49ers, baby!
Hey, man.
Those are really great introductions.
Hey, man, that's
I have to
really
just say
way
that.
better than mine.
Yeah.
No,
those were both great introductions. Solid.
Yeah, man. Mine was pretty. Mine was a pretty high level too, man. I'm gonna go ahead and say it, man. Mine was fucking high level. Okay. Hey, but let's get right into it a little bit, man. You know, we got a great show. Today will be the first day. Instead of Hollywood Squares, we're gonna do the 49er Squares, and we're gonna have some questions, and we're gonna have some hard answers that we need to be answered. I'm looking forward. I'm looking forward to some of the responses. I know before the show, we had a couple question marks in regards of, like what's going on, like, about some of our all-season moves we got going on, and they're gonna be pretty good. But let's get into it. Let's get into the Seattle Seahawks game right now. It's a big game, man. We need to win. For me, there's no other team other than the Dallas Cowboys that I enjoy beating more than the Seattle Seahawks. So I will tell you, I don't care what seed we end up at for the draft, we have to beat this team. Just because not only that means no team has swept us inside our whole division, which is the toughest division in the whole entire NFL. You got your hand up? You got the one hand up?
No, go ahead. Keep it going. I'll touch on that a little bit later.
Yeah. So basically what I'm saying to y'all is, man, is that we're beating the best teams in the NFL without really people understanding that we're this is what we're doing. We've been injury stricken. We've had injuries, and I am tired of people not putting respect on my guy Kyle Shanahan's name. He's down to his third string quarterback on the road in Arizona, whooping a potential playoff team, running it down their throat, calling it for bums. He is calling plays for bums. Give him some love. Let's talk about Seattle, guys. What is you guys' thoughts on Seattle? Let's start with you, Blair.
It's going to be a tough game. It's obviously going to be a nail biter. Seattle is going to come with their A game. They're already in the playoffs, but you don't want to take a loss before you enter the playoffs. Everybody knows you want to start hot. Do not think they're going to take their foot off the gas against the 49ers. Moving to the 49ers, I do not have faith in C.J. Beathard with consistency. C.J. Beathard last week did what a backup is supposed to do. Step in and win you that game. Now, when you ask to win multiple games, now you're going against a divisional rival. You're going to see your backup quarterback, your third string quarterback start to make some of those mistakes. It is what it is. I do have faith, though, in the defense. Defense has been there from week one. There was a little spotty there against Miami, but defense has been there. I believe that our defensive line is starting to have some pressure. They looked good, against Kyler Murray. I'm just going to state that. They looked good against Kyler Murray. That gives me a little bit of hope going against Russell Wilson. I do predict the 49ers losing, but it is going to be competitive. A nail-biter coming down to the end, probably a field goal. Robbie Gould's going to get to make up for last week's debacle. but still, I think Seattle's going to win that game.
He got paid and then he got COVID. Go ahead.
Robbie goes out this week.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. Yeah. So he ended horribly, but he got paid though.
Yeah, he got
has COVID.
He's on the COVID list.
Yeah.
It never stops. It never ends.
Got the guy's name, Trevor. Somebody's coming in to kick. Let's hope it doesn't come down to this guy like it did the last time we played.
When we was 8-0.
That's funny. It did do that.
Let's hope it doesn't come down to that. But I too have faith in this team. I like Akeem. Unless we playing for the first draft pick in the NFL, we will not fall down or bow down to a team in our division. That's why we won last week. And I expect them to come out there and do it again. It doesn't mean it's going to happen. Doesn't mean it's going to be easy. I do think that C.J. Beathard is going to have, a pretty decent call game. If C.J. Beathard can limit turnovers, I'm talking 1-0, like 0-1. Like, if he could do that, I think the 49ers will have a chance. They could run the ball on one of the worst rushing defenses in the NFL, which they couldn't do the first game. They should be able to do it this game. Secondly, I know you said that our defense has been a good point, a high point. I'm a little concerned about the defense because we have no one that can literally stop DK Metcalf. The question is, how do you not get him going? I believe they take Tyler Lockett out, but Metcalf is the one that makes the big plays. We don't have those big safeties in there. We do got some guys that can hit. I will expect him to be put on his head shell a couple of times in this game, so hopefully he won't make those catches. But Russell Wilson is smarter than Kyler Murray. That's the only difference. He's smarter. I don't see him making some of the same mistakes. But if our line can contain, play smart, do what they got to do, defense should be on point. They have been. Send Salah out with the victory. That's how I'm looking at this game. Send Coach Salah out with the victory. Not Kyle Shanahan, but Coach Salah. Send him packing with the V on his chest.
I like it.
Yeah, well,
what do you think, Sterling?
The Seahawks are the best defense in the NFL, according to Jamal Adams. So I don't know how it's going to look on Sunday, but which to me is one of the craziest things because the team has played worse on defense with him on the field this year. So I don't know how he comes to that conclusion. But anyways, you mentioned the Niners against the NFC West. They don't want to lose to an opponent in their division to end the season. No one ever does. This year alone, if they beat Seattle, they would finish 4-2 in the NFC West.
That was my.
That would be.
There you go.
Like 4-2, like that sets you on a point where it says, okay, the division is attainable next year. Like we're not far off from going back to at least the first round of the playoffs. I don't know exactly how far the team goes past that next season, but again, you want to end the season on a high note. Send these young guys. Now, granted, Ayuk's not going to play. Trent Williams isn't going to play. Kinlaw's not going to play. But end the season for them on a high note. Guys like Tarvarius Moore, who has been working his butt off since Tar got hurt. Guys like K'Waun Williams, Richard Sherman, who still isn't going to play, give him one last victory in red and gold before he has to go away. Like, give these guys the ultimate send-off to a horrible season, end it on a right note in 2020. And then 2021 gives you something to build off of in 2020. You beat the Cardinals, beat the Seahawks. You're looking pretty gold at the end of the season going into the offseason.
I like that.
I like it a lot, man. We have to win that game. I think Jeff Wilson is going to have to win it for us on the ground. I don't think we have a quarterback that can carry us. I do think that we have a defense that's going to keep us in the game. I think Verrett is going to have to mirror DK Metcalf, and I think he's the only one athletically that can, turn his hips and pick him up like he needs to be, covered. You seen what he did to E-Man, so
Yeah.
We don't want that, but we'll see what Tall Akello can do. You know what I mean? Akello been playing better. I still don't trust him, but Akello's been playing better, and I know he's playing for another look into maybe an off season for him to come back to the Niners. But talk about our defense against their offense. They have a Pro Bowl quarterback, Pro Bowl wide receiver.
Two.
Two. And I think they're a dangerous team against what we do because we have to worry about the legs of Russell Wilson. But we bottled up Kyler Murray this last week, and I thought Robert Saleh did an excellent job in that game. Give me a score for the game. I want to hear a score for the game before we get into the antics of this other stuff.
21-33. Yeah, 21-33 Seahawks. I just don't see. I just don't see. Well, the thing about this game is Russell Wilson does this time and time again. I don't even know why people analyze this game. They're just going to keep it close until the fourth quarter. Okay, Russell Wilson is going to try to hit us deep on a play action pass. It's historical. It's the same thing they do all the time. It's either going to be a pass interference or the receiver's going to catch the ball. You know, like this game, it's not even a stat game. It's just we know them. They're in the division. We do the same thing every single time. But now we have some players missing, and they don't. They've always had the better quarterback, like you said, the smarter guy. That's what it's going to come down to. The last quarter, probably the last play.
See, the Seahawks been struggling to score to me lately. Like they put up 20 points the last two games. They had a 40 burger, but that was against the Jets. I think the 49ers defense can keep them in that 20 range. And I think the 49ers can find a way to put up points against this team too. Their defense isn't what Jamal Adams is saying it is. It's not the best defense in the NFL. They weren't even the best defense when we played them, but for some reason the 49ers are like the get-right team in the NFL. You get right against us. But I think Seattle is struggling right now. And they're going to come out here guns blazing, trying to figure themselves out. I think their identity is missing a little bit. So the 49ers just got to go out there with their game plan. I'm going 23-21 San Francisco, which means somebody's kicking a field goal on our team. Don't know the name, but somebody's kicking it.
What we got, Sterling?
Well, if anyone's kicking a field goal, my hope is it's Jet McKinnon, so he can make up for them tired legs of his in New England. But you know, this game is one where you say it's a get-right game. This is a get-right game, and the unfortunate part is it's probably going to be a get-right game for Seattle. They are going to be wanting to go into the playoffs riding high. They're not going to want to lose, obviously, to us, let alone lose prior to the playoffs. They're going to want to go in and play whoever they're going to play because seeding is still up to be determined. Like their season and their seeding is not over. Like they have to play to win this game. Herm Edwards played to win the game, just like we are. They are as well. And so they're going to come out, guns a-blazing, DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett. Russell Wilson's going to be Russell Wilson. He should have been the MVP at least one time in his career so far, and he's played good enough at times this year to where he's been the best quarterback in the NFL in certain games. Now, again, you can argue that's not the case for the entire season, but he has shown time and time again, like Blair said, that you play Russell Wilson, unfortunately in Santa Clara this time, he's likely going to light you up in a situation like this. Now, again, Niners have one of the best passing defenses in the NFL, but the problem is it's that the mismatches are everywhere. Jeff Wilson's a great running back. I'm not expecting 200 yards again. And who else is back there? McKinnon? I don't trust him any bit. Coleman, who's averaging like 1.4 yards a carry this year, I don't trust him. Are we banking on CJ Beathard to have two average games back-to-back? I'm not. Like, yes, Kyle can mask him enough, but when you're playing Seattle, who is a playoff team for a reason, that's not going to last long. Now, the defense is really good, but to a certain point, if you can't guard DK and you're not getting pressure, albeit they have been more so recently, but let's be honest here, the pressure still isn't top 10.
It's been on blitz.
Still isn't top 15. Now, if K1's going to blitz out of the nickel, do it all day because it works. Jamar Taylor showed it. Now K1's showing it. If you can do it, get Wilson off his toes, get him a little rattle early. We saw the first time they played Seattle, Wilson didn't look good for the first three drives. We just couldn't execute. But again, biggest game of the year for Seattle for seeding-wise, I think they're going to come out and Wilson's going to be on his game. I'm going to say 28-16 Seattle.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, man, and I hate to go against my boys here, man. You know, I got 33, and I give us 14, and I think in a route. I mean, I seen when we put down Trent Taylor for the year. I mean Trent Williams for the year, and then Brandon Ayuk. I knew then, and Kinlaw. So I knew then that we were bowing our hat. You know what I mean? Like we were at that point, because if it was Super Bowl, would these guys play? Yes, right. So I kind of figured that they say, okay, we beat Arizona. We really don't need to beat the Seattle Seahawks. We want to stay in this area of top 15 picks. If we win, we probably would be 19th. You know what I mean? So, I mean, if you really – and we're 12 right now. So I wouldn't imagine Kyle Shanahan going for it on fourth to try to win the game. I just don't see us trying to really push to win this football game. So 33-14, I got the Seattle Seahawks winning. Is unfortunate, but we just won't. We're just outmanned. It's not because they're a better team. We're just outmanned. We don't have the bodies. You know, it's kind of like, you know, old fighter when they're fighting against a 26-year-old prime boxer. You get in the ring and you wish you had that young energy again. You wish you had that you wish you was healthy. You wish you was young and vibrant. And then you getting your ass whooped, and ain't really much you can do but take it on the chin. So it's unfortunate, man. And I'm gonna be cheering for this 49er team. I mean, I'm every play, run them over.
But I would say this: look for the play calling of Kyle Shanahan to change as this game progresses. If the Seahawks come out and, like you said, you know, if Russell Wilson drops 14 quite quickly there, I'm sure we're going to tuck our tail and it's going to be a manageable game until the end. But if we're going into halftime and it's close, look for Kyle Shanahan's ego to come through. He's going to try to win this game. Like I see if it's close and he feels he has an opportunity, he has this ego that after beating Kingsbury last week, I already know he's like, oh, I'm gonna try to get another one with my depleted team. If I get another one, and Sterling, you brought up the divisional wins, all of those things go into the pocket. I think Kyle Shanahan's going to try to dial something up if it's close, and I know it's going to be close, so I know it's going to come down to the end. It's going to be crazy.
I get you on the ego. It's hard without a left tackle, right? It's hard to drop 5-step to 7-step drops when you know your blind side is not good. And
the other side
ain't good either.
And the other side, we already know about the other side and the middle.
I expect
middle.
CJ, I expect CJ to do a lot of running. You know what I'm saying? Like he showed he can when the pocket breaks down, he can scramble and get you, 7 to 10 to 13 yards. Just expect a CJ. Look, you guys are forgetting. Like I know CJ isn't the answer. We know that, but this guy's playing. He wants to be on the team next year, and he's gonna play 100% with his heart on the line. And you give me a guy with heart right now that's playing on a team that's depleted. I'm going with the heart, and I know. Realistically, the 49ers should not nowhere ever near win this game. They just shouldn't. They're just outmanned. You said it. There's no way they should win. But I just feel like, why not? Why not? Why not go out there, give your 100%, and try to get a victory out of this game? Why lose to Seattle? I know Kyle doesn't want to lose to Pete Carroll. I think he hates Pete Carroll just as much as we hate Pete Carroll. But Pete Carroll's coming out guns blazing. He already said it. So you think Kyle's going to bow down? Hell no.
I'm an SC fan, so I don't hate Pete Carroll, but that's just one.
I understand.
That's Hollywood Carroll, you know what I mean? But let's change it up a little bit. Now we're talking about coaches and Kyle.
Hold on.
Oh, you go ahead. You got something?
No. The beauty of this game is that the Niners have nothing to lose with a roster of a lot of players on their last year of their deal with everything to lose. If Akello doesn't come out and play well, if Beathard doesn't come out and play well, if Jeff Wilson doesn't come out and play well, now he's not going to get cut. But the offensive line, McGlinchey, what's his fifth-year option going to look like? If these guys come out and leave leave a sour taste in Kyle Shanahan's mouth, it's not like yes, he will take account the entire season. But if these guys don't come out and leave that one good last shine on their season or on their contract, it's going to be over. They're going to have to find some place else to play.
Didn't they just pick up his option?
No, they didn't pick up McGlinchey option. Hell no.
I thought I just seen that.
No, it was definitely Robbie Gould only. He's the only person that's got news. But
Shanahan was asked about it, but said they weren't going to talk about it yet.
Right.
So
I love what you said, though.
He'll be back. He will be back. I'm telling you. Well, just like Jimmy's going to be back, McGlinchey's going. You're going to. See it all
He's
over
in his-
again.
He's in his 3rd year. He'll be going into his 4th year, but I don't think
Yeah.
they're picking up his 5th year.
Yeah,
Like,
okay.
currently, he's in his 3rd. He'll be going
Yeah.
into the 4th with the Niners. If he can gain some weight, put on some good muscle, do what he got to
Yeah.
do, because he just can't anchor himself.
Dude,
into the
this
ground.
is
So
I mean,
contract year. So contract
trash.
year next season.
he's
He's
trash.
getting tossed by DBs. Like, that's not good
That's trash.
at
Yeah.
all.
He's trash. So let's change gears just a little bit, man. I want to do some grades on some guys.
Okay.
All right, Kyle Shanahan. I want a grade for you guys this year for Kyle Shanahan. His overall body of work. A, B, C, or F.
Pluses count or no?
We
can
ain't,
do-
we ain't
we
giving
can
them
do-
D's.
We can do plus. No
No
D's.
Ds.
D's is no. It's below average. That's an F. You might as well just say it's an F. So we,
I like
we can
that.
agree, man.
A D is
I
good
like
enough.
that.
Hey, hold on, man.
No.
I'm at a charter school, man. We don't count D's. Okay.
I like that, though.
We at all. We don't do.
We'll play by your rules. We'll play by your rules.
Go ahead, man. Tell me what you got. What is it? Pluses and minuses do matter. Go ahead.
Kyle Shanahan is a B plus for me, easily. I'm looking at the body of work this season. He has a depleted team. He has a winning record within the division. He has the players fired up. His offense is still top tier. Okay, still top tier. And I just see nothing but high ceiling for him and any team that he's coaching. B plus on the season.
Man.
Don't hate.
That's
I know
everyone's
it. I
choice.
know it's. I know it's right there, man. Don't hate.
All right. I want to give Kyle Shanahan a B plus because, man, you want to talk about adversity. Can we say that Kyle Shanahan has to be one of the greatest coaches of all time to be able to deal with everything that he had to do? I know other teams dealt with stuff and COVID, but the injuries, yo, I think we got 53 men on the IR, bro. That's the size of our roster. Like that's ridiculous. And the fact that he was still able to go out there now, I do question some of his play calling and things like that. Sometimes I feel like he doesn't like to switch it up, and that's probably why I'm not giving him an A or in the A minus range. But B plus sounds really good. And I can't imagine what Kyle Shanahan would do with his pieces or better pieces. I would be scared if I was the NFL.
Yeah, this is looking at the adversity Kyle Shanahan's faced, and we're all going to say the same thing, that the adversity has been out of this world this year. More than just the injuries, just what's been going on in the country and the entire world has been another added layer to what's been going on for this team. You know, the Packers game getting screwed over by COVID in the NFL. Now, no more Ayuk, no more Williams against Seattle because of injuries and other COVID issues with Robbie Gould. Like, this team and the entire NFL to that case has been affected by this stuff. But it seems like 2020 gave the biggest, flipped the biggest bird they could to the Niners and said, guess what? 2019 was great. You're going to have a hard time in 2020. It's going to be the worst you ever had. But I think Kyle Shanahan deserves all the credit in the world to trying to patch this team together week after week, day after day. And so I think I'll give him a B minus. And the only reason why I'm going to give him a B minus is because as a fan, as someone who loves this team, like many of you have said already, it is frustrating to see him do the same thing over and over and over and over and over again, and it fail every single time. Like, I am so damn tired of a shotgun run on 4th and 1 with McKinnon when it doesn't work. It happened 3 weeks in a row and it never worked. Now, again, you can forgive those things because Shanahan's seeing it in practice. But as someone who's only seeing games, that's the only thing we can judge him on. We can't judge him on practice. Just like we can't judge Jimmy on his deep ball in practice. We can only see it in the game. And so my judgment of him is, why do you continue to put on the field the definition of insanity when it's not working? Like, you can't be redundant here. It's the NFL. Like, they're going to learn. They know what's coming. When they're stacking the box, you know what you don't do? A shotgun run on 4th down. You just don't do it. Change the damn play. Move on. Like, find something that works for you. Target Kittle. For God's sake, target Kittle. It's not hard. He's open half the time. So B minus for Kyle Shanahan.
Hey, that's a great points,
solid.
man. But I'm going to give him an A. And the reason why I want to give Kyle an A, it's a lot of different reasons.
You simp.
I'm right here. I'm right here. I'm right here for him though. So let me just put it in perspective. The injuries, like I coached football for many years, so I could like coaching without your guys that you know this play is designed for. Like now I gotta have this other guy in here. And this play is not designed for him. I don't even know if he can run it right. And then you don't have an accurate quarterback. So then you have to change up week to week on what we can and what we can't do. So the A comes from that. Another part of the A is not only was we dealing with COVID, injuries, we had to move to another state to play football. Taking away from guys' families. You know how hard that is to keep them guys to even play Arizona at home and whoop them at home, at their house. We're on the road again in hotel suitcases. I don't know about y'all, but 4 days on a boat, on a cruise, I was like, I need to go home. This ain't it. And this is 4 days. They've been out there for weeks. And so I get what you're saying too, Sterling, about the shotgun, fourth down. So I get it. And I think everybody calls bad plays from Robert Saleh to everybody, Belichick. And I agree with what you're saying. But what I will say to you is the reason why I keep it at an A is his competitiveness to win. You can see it on his face every week. Who benches their starting quarterback because he's playing terrible? Like this guy, get out. And in the same game, Mullins, you suck too. Get out. Give me CJ Beathard in the same game. He's trying to win. If you can't do it, the next guy can. That's the mentality. I love it. Yeah. Great leader. Yeah. This guy's a great leader. This guy, let me just say something. From Dennis Erickson to the Mike Nolans to the Mike Singaterys, dog. When I'm telling you, we have a chance Chip Kelly. We have a chance every week to win the football game because of Mike Shanahan. We are spoiled, wine drinking fans. We are mentally in the game, and we're just so spoiled with the Jerry Rices, the Terrell Owens, the Garcias. I mean, dog, and even Colin Kaepernick in that era of the Frank Gores and the Patrick Willis. We're spoiled with greatness, and we don't understand we have greatness in front of us. He kept us with a second-string quarterback. Hold on, let me finish, Wayne, let me finish. With a second-string quarterback, a third-string quarterback beats Arizona, a playoff contention team. We swept the Rams. The Rams is running through cats in the NFL. I'm telling you, we're top 15, top 10, damn near in every category with bums. Nick Mullen is a bum off the street, bagging groceries, bum. I'm telling you. So what I'm going to say to you is last thing is Kyle Shanahan's an A. Let's embrace his greatness. Let's understand. Knowing Kyle Shanahan, last thing, if we trade up in the first round and draft Zach Wilson, let's just say we just go get him. And the first round in the offseason, we cut Jimmy. You guys will feel like we still have an opportunity to go to the Super Bowl because of his play calling and what he does as a head coach. Give it up!
Go ahead, Wayne.
The A. No on the A, and here's why. Kyle Shanahan struggled with consistency, okay? And when you struggle with consistency, you're not worthy of an A. You talk about being consistent. You talk about do better every week on one of your shows, and there's plenty of episodes where Kyle needed to do better. Mm-hmm. You talked about him starting Nick Mullins. He wouldn't have benched Nick Mullins if Nick Mullins didn't lose his arm in a game. Like, I'm telling you, Nick Mullins would still be starting quarterback if Nick Mullins didn't need Tommy John surgery.
That's because CJ Beathard cannot make those throws. CJ can't make those throws. That's why he don't want CJ in.
It doesn't matter My point is Kyle is not willing to switch stuff up. This is why we've lost the majority of our game. You just said every week Kyle Shanahan gives us a chance to win.
He does.
And he absolutely does. I'm not disagreeing with that.
He does.
But every week he falls short because his players fail to execute because he doesn't properly put the players where they need to be. Now I would say he draws up some good plays.
We don't have starters. There's no starters. When you don't have starters, and then when you don't have
you-
accurate
then
quarterback,
Then you changed up your play
you
calling.
cannot continue to run
Yes,
50
you
times a
can.
game. You can't run 50 times.
I didn't say
We'd
run
be the
50
most
times a
3-and-out
game.
team in the NFL.
Look, don't argue with me on this, Akeem, because I watched C.J. Beathard bootleg. I've been asking motherfuckers to bootleg all season long. I don't care who the quarterback is. Bootleg this shit to the right or to the left. Russell Wilson does it every game. We can't
Yeah.
get C.J. Beathard
That's all I want
finally
too.
does it, and it looks productive. That's all I'm saying. So
Yeah.
C.J. Beathard's the only bootleg quarterback we got.
None
Shit,
of
if we
none
could
of our
combine all
quarterbacks.
three-
None of our quarterbacks are
if we could
athletes. None
combine
of them.
Jimmy's quick arm with Nick's long
Josh Johnson.
arm and CJ bootleg, freaking top one quarterback.
We don't
Let's
have
get out of
accuracy. Our quarterbacks are not accuracy. We don't have
here. I
it.
agree.
That's
I agree.
we got to get rid of all of them.
I don't think if we draft
Not all.
a quarterback, I think if we draft a quarterback and we do the Zach Wilson thing, the only reason why we would have a chance to go into the Super Bowl is because, quote unquote, the rest of the team will be back healthy to help get that guy
Cal
to the Super Bowl.
and Kyle Shanahan. Go ahead, Sterling.
Yeah, and absolutely Kyle Shanahan. But he's not an A right now. He can get an A, but he's not an A.
I think when it comes to the prospects of believing that a rookie, no matter who it is, besides Trevor Lawrence, can come into this system, and it's not based on because they're a rookie. But the big thing about Jimmy Garoppolo is everyone says the rushing attack and the defense carried him. The same thing will happen no matter who the rookie is next year. They're going to run the ball 30 times a game with Mostert, Wilson, Hasty, whoever the hell it is, and they're going to have a great defense, whoever the D coordinator is. Like, that's just a fact. The quarterback, at least next year, no matter who it is, if it's a rookie or Jimmy G, they will not carry the team. What you're asking for in a quarterback is to just be the difference in some games.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what Jimmy Garoppolo is. And I'm not here advocating for Garoppolo to stay or to get Zach Wilson. All I'm saying is that, yes, Kyle Shanahan does put his team in a position to win at least 10 games a year. And that's what you want out of your head coach. The only issue with Kyle Shanahan is that he becomes inconsistent at times against really good teams, a.k.a. back in February. We're not going to talk about it, though. And the quarterback he has currently, whether it's Beathard, Mullins, or Garoppolo, they are inconsistent at times. You can all agree with that. They can't always do the bootlegs, and you can't hand the ball off 50 times a game. That's not what they're asking, though. What Kyle Shanahan's asking you, a quarterback to do, is do the bare minimum I need you to do, and when I need you to go out of the pocket, do it. Like I don't need you to be Mahomes or Russell Wilson. I need you to be you, who I see in practice, and execute the play I draw up. You don't need to go out of the play. Do the play I draw up. The problem is that play doesn't always work.
Right. There you go.
Can we
That's
throw?
what I'm-
Can we
that's
throw
what I'm
somebody open? Can we throw somebody open?
saying. We don't even need to.
We don't throw
We're
nobody
struggling with
open.
that.
What happened to the back? Let me tell you how bad our quarterbacks are. Every
We bad.
quarterback in the NFL can throw a back shoulder fade. Have you seen it all year with any of our quarterbacks?
No.
Did we see it last year, though?
No.
No, that's what I'm saying.
But-
We got to find a quarterback that can do all the throws.
But we were 13-3
All of them.
last year and 7 minutes away. So why do you need it when you should win without it?
We had tight games that defensively won. I'm telling you, that Ram game on Monday night, when our defense pretty much took over that game, even that play that Jimmy threw to Emmanuel Sanders, Emmanuel fell down because he wasn't accurate.
It wasn't long enough.
He
It was
should have
accurate.
still. No, it wasn't accurate, bro. If it was accurate, he'd have caught it on his hands and he'd still
It
been
was
running to the
accurate,
end zone.
It was just short. It was
Hey,
accurate.
me
It
and
was
you,
doing
me
it.
and
not
you
accurate.
gonna,
That's not accurate.
me and you gonna sit
That
down
is
and we're gonna
accurate.
watch
It's just not long
accurate quarterbacks. Accurate quarterbacks.
Accuracy.
Let me tell you, bro. Accurate quarterbacks. They don't like Russell Wilson.
There's a
Let's
difference
be honest.
between accuracy and being able to throw the ball deep. Jimmy Garoppolo can't throw the ball deep. The pass was damn near accurate. It was to him.
Come
You know
on,
what I'm
bro.
saying?
No.
Come on, bro.
We're talking about
they
the
have
pass
to
that he
be,
caught.
but
It's
it
a
has to
difference,
be
bro.
binary.
Because there's
Look,
accuracy on short throws. You want those to be there. That's accuracy. That ball was underthrown, right?
but if you're
And-
accurate,
but it was
you
still
throw
caught.
short. You throw short and long balls accurately.
Thank
No, he
you.
just- Okay, whatever. I just don't think he threw the ball deep enough. Had the ball been, he was wide open. He threw the ball to him. Guy caught it.
So now we're gonna shift it a little bit, and we're gonna grade two more people. This one's gonna be pretty quick. I'm sure we all agree with this one. Let's go, Robert Saleh.
Oh, hey,
Solid.
come
He
on.
gets an A. He gets an A. That's
I think
easy.
it's a universal A. So we'll move on. We don't need to talk about an ex-Niner coach because he's probably the best coach, out for everybody right now, man. So I hate to say it, we're going to lose him. So let's go. Last one, John Lynch. Talk to me about John Lynch. Just evaluating our talent. What he put together for on the field. Give me a grade on John Lynch. Nobody really talks about John Lynch. Let's talk about John Lynch. This is the end of the season. Let's talk about what he's brought to the team. If they were healthy, because he only can put them there. He can't say they're healthy or not.
Okay.
Would we have an opportunity to win the Super Bowl?
I'm just going to say real quick. He was there, and I know all the other GMs did this too. Passing on Patrick Mahomes for me is huge, right? He was in the position. I know it may not have been Kyle Shanahan's guy, but as a GM, evaluating talent, right? I would love to say that he gets an A based off what I'm seeing on the field. I remember some of these first-round picks, okay? Not everything has worked out. Our mid-range picks have worked out. Some of our free agent signings, lackluster here or there. Some of these guys are not even on the team. Jimmy G is a free agent signing, and he's barely available. I have to say he's a solid B, and I think later in his career, he kind of made up as GM. He kind of made up early on. It was shaky. Later, once you start to bring in, but Bosa, that's why it's hard to say. Who wouldn't select Bosa? I'm just going to say it's a B. The product that I'm seeing on the field is above average. It's above C level. We went to the Super Bowl with this product. He has a solid B, but there is vast room for improvement.
You didn't think about this one, huh, Wayne? I got you.
No, man. I think John Lynch has an A-, yo.
Mm-hmm.
I think the talent that he's brought in, the draft picks, the free agents, the trades that he's made, they made us a Super Bowl team. And now, due to injuries, we're not seeing D Ford out on the field. We're not seeing Jimmy Garoppolo out on the field. Like, when you don't have your best players that you went and acquired to do something, that's not on John Lynch. It's not like he traded for a hurt player at the time.
Yes, he did. D Ford. D Ford. Yes, he did.
We knew that D Ford was struggling with an injury, but it was under the assumption that it would get better with time. And we saw D Ford play as a 49er, and it was productive as a 49er. But then his situation just progressed and got worse, or it switched to something totally different now, right? But that happens to players over time. So, I can't make that a negative thing on him. Yeah, he messed up on the Reuben Foster draft pick and the
Solly.
Yeah. We know he messed up on some draft picks, but come on, do we really hold
Mike
these guys
McGlinchey
in on their first draft ever? Like, do we really own on them when they progress? The thing about coaching and in general managing is getting better, and you can honestly say he had his base where he sucked to where he's learning how to trade. He's learning how to manipulate things and get more draft picks. Like, he's learning. I think his progression take him to an A-. And I would tell you, if our team was healthy, we'd be back in contention for a Super Bowl right now.
Okay, so you all kind of hit on what I'm thinking in regards to an A-, right around there. And the injuries aren't his fault. To me, you have to look at 2019 team plus Ayuk, plus Kinlaw, plus this draft class. Charlie Warner's not being forced to play more because Kittle's out. Juwan Jennings is maybe healthy in this year and takes over Jalen Hurts, or Jalen Hurts healthy. And he plays this kind of Chase Claypool-esque style of football and is an amazing physical slot receiver and has, well, not as good as DK, adds another presence, much needed physical presence, along with Debo, along with Ayuk, who can be the deep threat now because he doesn't have to play underneath anymore. Like the way John Lynch has built this team, again, we have to think about it. It's not just John Lynch. It's the entire head of scouting department, Adam Peters. It's the entire front office. He's the face of it, but it's not just him. And they've done a wonderful job in getting talent, whether off the waiver wire. Like Walter's running back looks good in a short time of playing. Hasty looked good prior to getting injury. Like Jeff Wilson Jr. has been phenomenal. And you can make mistakes of Tevin Coleman being a Kyle Shanahan guy, familiar with him. Like there are definite mistakes. But all the mistakes he has made, other than Solomon Thomas and Reuben Foster, they really do have some bright spots to them, which you can't say about most general managers. Even this year, if we're playing good and everyone's healthy, Quan's not getting traded. We're not having this issue of having cap space problems because we don't have to sign 70 guys because of injuries and COVID. It's just not the case. Debo's healthy from day one. Ayuk's healthy from day one. They win week 1. Nick Bosa isn't out the entire year. We're probably 11-4 right now going into week 17 against Seattle, playing for the division. So now, again, that's a bunch of what ifs, but when you look at the talent from where it was last year to what it is this year, adding it all together as a conglomerate, you can say it's a pretty damn good team. Although the record might not be as good, they're probably a better team on the field than they were last year. Like, give me Sherman, Verrett, Mosley healthy all season, Tart, Ward, Moore, and the entire offense healthy. Give me Weston Richburg for once in his entire career healthy for a whole season. This entire offensive line looks different. Like, John Lynch and the entire front office has done a great job. It just sucks that the injuries are going to, and even Kyle Shanahan too, put a huge dark spot over this season for them and make people think less of them other than the blatantly obvious things like the injuries.
So for me, and I'm going to get to the grade, but really like GMs are graded off first round hits. You got to hit in the first round. That first round, that's why you never really see people trade first round picks, right? Because those are franchise changing players. So when you draft those guys and you miss, you're graded very, very low as a GM. But I will tell you, you're also graded 5th, 6th, and 7th round, right? So if you look at the guys that's come in those late rounds, from the Greenlaws to more, I mean, there's guys, right? Like there's guys who we can look and say, whoa,
George Kittle,
yeah, whoa, like that is some meat and potatoes that you got back in. So it makes up for some of the guys like Solomon Thomas and the Reuben Fosters. So I'm going to give him an A. And I think one of his biggest moves that he's made is bringing Trent Williams in for Staley. Like, I don't think we understand how good Trent Williams is, but not just that, like, to help our quarterbacks that struggle. I mean, to know that they're not going to get murdered on the back end. So I'm going to give him an A on an A for his trades, like Breezy was saying, like, he's underappreciated. Like, he is really, really good. And I'm sure Kyle Shanahan is a part of that, but we really need to start praising John Lynch a little bit too. A Stanford grad, let's go Cali, baby. Yeah,
he's starting to turn into a solid GM.
He's a solid
GM.
When they're forcing John Elway out, in Denver, I know that John Lynch is going to be with us with this extension for the next 5, him and Kyle Shanahan together. So we have a good coaching staff. We're probably going to lose some defensive coaches, which is going to hurt us when Saleh leaves, and that's going to hurt. So we got to get that. We got to get that together.
It might not hurt, depending on who they're trying to bring in. I mean, the rumors are out there, man.
We need to get rid of the quarterback coach. To tell you that, though.
Oh, Sean Day,
whatever. Yeah, he got to go.
Yeah, he's got to go.
So right now, man, we're going to go ahead and get the game started. We're 45 minutes in. We want to get this game started. This is called the 49ers Square, not Hollywood Square, the 49ers Square. So when the square pops up over your screen, I want you to evaluate Let us know what you want us to do with them next year. Have a small conversation with them. Just break it down for us really, really quick. So we about to get it on right now. I'm actually not going to start with this first one first because he knows it's coming. We're going to start with this one here. Let's see here. Let me go here. Hold on 1 second. There you go. There it is. Jaquiski Tartt. Talk about him.
Get him out of here.
Wow.
The same knocks that we have on Jimmy Garoppolo, the not healthy, and the same knocks we have on Jimmy Ward, doesn't get enough turnovers. Tarvarius Moore already has more forced turnovers this year than Tartt had his entire time playing, and Moore has played less starts this year. He's played less games. Like, Tarvarius Moore is the future, or at least part of the future, at the safety position. Now, Tartt to me is a solid safety. He keeps the play in front of him. He guards tight ends extremely well. Look at that Saints game last year. Jared Cook was, no pun intended, cooking us in that first quarter until he got hurt. Tartt was a big reason why. But players like Marcel Harris, who's playing in the box more, he stepped up. Jimmy Ward looks like a fine replacement playing strong safety now. Now, he has his issues. Doesn't get turnovers like Tartt does. But again, you don't need to pay Tartt this, I don't want to say elite safety money. I don't want to pay him $8 million a year to be hurt for 6 games. We're already paying D Ford. We're already paying Richburg. We're already paying Garoppolo. Like, you don't get to pick and choose. And I'm not saying any of you are doing this, but we don't get to pick and choose who we want to have who is hurt on our team. Like, you don't get to say this is a knock on one guy and not a knock on somebody else. And to me, Tartt is someone who I think is a very strong candidate to go with Saleh. He knows the scheme. He knows the system. He's a free agent. Why not go to a place that fits him well and he's played in for 3 or 4 seasons? He can go there, be a veteran guy, get veteran money. They can play elsewhere. We have to get younger. Tartt does not make us younger and more explosive and be able to get the ball back. We need ball hawks on defense to get our offense the ball back to score more. That's just how it is in this NFL.
All
Definitely
right.
with the ball hawk.
All right.
And I like that explosion you said too.
Jimmy G. Wayne, let's go. Talk about it.
Jimmy Garoppolo, former Super Bowl quarterback, now injured quarterback, is due $20-something million next season, but the 49ers can cut him and only take a hit of $2.8 million. Yo, knowing that out in his contract, if Jimmy is not willing to not restructure, but like extend or do something different, like not even extend, I think the 49ers are going to present him an offer that his agent is not going to want to accept. They're going to probably null and void his current contract and probably pay him, in the $15 million range. I think Jimmy's worth $15 million a year. Do you? I don't think he's worth $20-something million a year, even though I know that's average for quarterbacks. But is Jimmy better than these average quarterbacks? Like, these are the questions you got to ask yourself. Now, there's not a guy you're going to be able to draft that's going to come in here and probably win you a bunch of games. Well, your team will win you a bunch of games, but if you bring in a rookie and it's not that first-round pick guy that you're looking to get, you're going to need a veteran. If we can somehow renegotiate this guy's contract, sign him as a vet, pay him a little bit less money so that we can have – if he could take a team hit like Tom Brady did in New England, he would take team cuts so that they could keep building the team for Tom Brady, I'm all in for Jimmy. If not, man, it's only $2.8 million. I can eat that in my sleep, though. That's easy money. You cut him, you go sign a guy like Ryan Fitzpatrick or somebody, and you bridge your quarterback while you draft a guy. I think that's what's going to happen in 2021. Even though Kyle Shanahan said that he's our starting quarterback, which he is. He's still under contract as the starting quarterback.
Yeah.
Okay.
And his contract is friendly. It's super friendly. You've already gave him the guaranteed money. He's at average pay for a quarterback. I don't think it's a money issue. I don't think so.
All right, here's the other one.
Availability.
I got to do him too.
Let's do it.
Shit. Damn.
I like this guy.
There it is.
So he's one of my favorite players.
Ooh.
but I think that the 49ers can upgrade, man.
Oh,
And it's unfortunate, and that doesn't mean it's not a up. It's an upgrade at the position because players coming out of college, the newer players always come with a different set of skills. It's like they come more polished at their positions as the years go by, right? I think Kendrick Bourne is great as, not the greatest slot receiver, but you throw him a tough pass to keep the chains moving. You can count on him catching it. You throw him an easy pass on a first down, you can count on him dropping it. It's one of those type of things. I love Kendrick Bourne. I don't think that the 49ers are going to pay him wide receiver money. Now, if he's willing to pay for like $2 million, $3 million, that's on him. You bring him back. But I think the 49ers are going to draft a couple of more wide receivers. Plus, you said earlier, they want to see what Mr. Hurd can do. Now, if Hurd comes back out to where he can't play football anymore, that's why you're drafting wide receivers. Plus, they also have the other rookie that was hurt this year out of Tennessee. So there's some guys. I think Kendrick Bourne's time is done in San Francisco.
Okay.
Oh yeah, Juan Jennings. Yeah, Juan Jennings. You were talking about.
Yes, sir.
He's practice squad, huh? I wonder how he's doing.
Here we go.
Oh, you know he has to be gone. I mean, 1.5 average, got overpaid. You've already stated that's Kyle Shanahan's guy. The train is at the stop, okay? You have talent coming in the draft. You have talent already on the roster. Hasty has – I'm just going to say this. I like Jeff Wilson, okay? But Jeff Wilson has a bit of a fumble issue. Hasty had a bit of a fumble issue. Now, Tevin Coleman's just not productive. And that's what it comes down to. Not that big of a fumble issue. Short yardage guy, supposed to be your rough and tumble guy, but I know he will be gone next season for sure. But it's not a money issue. It's just Sterling said the perfect word earlier. He's not explosive. Neither is Jet McKinnon. You're going to see both of those guys gone out of the running back room, but Tevin Coleman for sure won't be in the red and gold in 2021.
Okay. All right.
Oh, why you get the easy one? All right.
Get the easiest
You
one.
know he's coming back.
Exactly.
So-
It's rigged.
So I wanted this guy, I mean, especially, but I wanted to say this first. I wanted to say I really want this man back to come back to play for the 49ers, but it still needs to be at the right price. Like, I know everybody in the world has heard of contract year. Contract years are extraordinary for a lot of players, right? They come out, they ball, they look good, they're just special, and then they just all of a sudden they get their mind off the prize and they're not working as hard as they normally would. I don't know Verrett's work ethic. I don't know what he would be out two to 3 seasons. I think we need to give him a 2-year contract around there. I would probably go 3, maybe 2 years, 3 pushing it.
3.
Anything more than maybe $16 to $17 million. I don't see us going. I mean, you got to remember, his whole time with us, like 80% of it has been injuries. And yes, he is playing at a Pro Bowl level right now. He's playing really, really good. But I definitely don't think we should overspend. And if I see him walk, it's because he's requesting too much money. And I'm still going to trust the process with John Lynch.
I think you got to pay Verrett, though. You don't have anyone else.
Well, you got to draft, you got to figure it out. Because at the
You literally have no one, nobody else. Literally
You have
nobody.
no one else.
Yeah, we got to.
You're gonna pay him.
That's not his. That can't be his leverage. Yeah, but that can't be your leverage.
Not the same level of production on the field. If I'm Verrett, I'm walking in there. If I'm Verrett, I'm walking in there and I'm saying, watch the tape. Okay, if you offer me $15 million, you watch my tape.
Don't be too cocky. Don't come up in here all cocky.
But then
he would have to, because on tape he put together a nice tape this season, way better than Mosley has, way better than Witherspoon has, way better than everyone on the roster besides Richard Sherman, who's going to walk. You're going to have to pay him.
It was better than Sherman's too, but Sherman was hurt, so that he was hurt the majority of the season, quote unquote. Look, I don't think we're gonna all talk about Verrett because I think we all want him back as a 49er.
Yeah.
It helps solidify when the defensive line is back intact and you have a Jason Verrett, mostly will be just fine. When the defensive line isn't intact and you have a Jason Verrett, your other cornerback is going to struggle. So I think that the 49ers figure out a way to bring this guy back. There's 2 guys, maybe 3, that you want to bring back.
Hold on.
Left tackle.
Hold on.
Are we not done with
We
the
got to
game?
go through it. We not done. Here we go.
Let me hit on Verrett real quick before we get to Witherspoon.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Verrett, the worst thing and best thing, but the worst thing for the Niners is Verrett goes from locking up Hopkins to locking up Metcalf. Because then he goes, I just locked up the 2 best receivers in your division. You need me more than I need you.
Yeah, but he
I
can't
can go
lock
elsewhere.
up Metcalf. He tried that. They
I don't think
tried
he
to
will.
rotate- Right.
But it'd be the worst thing for the Niners. He's gonna go, you need me, like pay me.
I got
but again,
you. If it happens.
but again,
I got you.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. But again, going back to the whole contract year thing, Verrett's been in the contract year for the last 4 years. So he's trying to prove himself for the last 4 years. This just happens to be the year he did it. Now again,
They gotta throw the injury stuff at him too. Like dude,
oh, you have
stay
to.
injured.
You have to.
You have to.
But he's
Nothing
a
personal.
guy at the top of the list saying, out of all the guys to bring back, we want to pay you the least, but we still want you to come back the most.
But that's him.
See, I don't
That's
think
him.
they come at him saying that they're gonna. I don't think they come at him like that.
No, but
I
they
think-
do say something like, "Hey, because of the injuries, we're going to give you this, but this is a great contract for you." Like that.
Well,
it's-
but
you
I don't
know,
think it would be the least like. I don't think it would be like embarrassing for him to be like, oh, I'm out.
No.
I think it would be mid tier.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying, and then it gives you a chance to make money off of incentives.
I think we should pay him a smidge below mid tier though. I don't.
If
Okay.
I don't think
if Sherman's
he's-
getting 9 mil, Verrett should get 5.
Thank you.
That
Right.
seems fair to me.
Thank you.
Right.
That's where I'm.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
That's where I'm at.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds
Yeah,
right.
look at just continuing on corners, looking at Witherspoon, his past 2 weeks, besides one deep ball in the previous outing, he's looked good. He's looked decent. I've said this on Twitter. I want to see him back in the training camp. I want to see this guy back competing for a backup role. Obviously, free agent, right? 1 year prove him deal. Why not? I mean, you need the depth already at corner. You're going to have a bunch of guys walking, some people going with Robert Saleh, some people going in free agency. You have no idea who's going to be your nickel corner. Everything's up in the air. I think Ahkello Witherspoon has shown progress coming back, facing adversity, and he's played well. He's been nice in coverage. My biggest issue with him at corner and with a lot of corners, not getting your head around. I don't know how many times I've yelled at the screen. Even if you're not going to break up the ball, just turn your head around so you don't get called for pass
That's
interference.
technique. That's technique.
That's been his Achilles heel for the past year or two. Besides the injury, he kept getting the pass interference penalties, but I think he deserves another shot at it on a prove him 1 year deal for next season.
Man, my dad said it best because I talked to him about Ahkello. You know, he's a New Orleans Saints fan, by the way. But I talked to him about Ahkello. He said you ought to be real delusional if you think that we need to bring him back. If you need to bring him back, just imagine somebody getting their ass whooped 14 times out of 15, and you expect that the very next year they're going to train another year. They're going to get any more better. He has been getting whooped. Like, I don't know if we really understand that he punked out on us during the year, right? Well, let's not forget when Brian Allen was out there getting cooked.
Oh my goodness, that was terrible.
That he was sitting on the sideline. All of a sudden, with an injury, phantomly, he felt good enough to go finish the game out for us. That tells me, and I play ball. So that tells me right there, you was not trying to play in that game. To me, you was punked out. You did not want to play in that football game because of whatever reason it was. You did not want to play. Trust me, there's a difference between being hurt and being injured. And if you're injured, you can play. So you get out there, you should have been playing, and we wouldn't have been getting torched by the Miami Dolphins. That's just my take on it. Any other takes on him?
Yeah, he won't be back. It's simple. He won't be back, and it's not because it's just simple. The 49ers are going to look to move forward. They got guys. They got Tim Harris back there. They're going to be bringing in. There's some guys that we still going to have to intertwine into this roster and to see what they can do. And like Akeem said, like as much as I like Akello, especially last year, the first 2 games of the season, I
He
thought
nice.
he was going to be this lock pit bull down cornerback. He was tall.
Yeah.
He was getting back on the comeback routes, diving, breaking up the passes, intercepted,
Just
pick
like
six.
this with the long arms, he was out
Yo,
here like
Yeah.
this with it,
I was like,
baby.
oh.
Yeah.
Even in that game, Blair, last week against the Cardinals, like I know he got burnt, but that was offensive pass interference too on Christian Kirk. He pushed off of Akello, and they didn't call that. But again, you know what Akello didn't do? Turn his goddamn head
Yeah.
to make a play
Yeah.
on the ball. I don't see the ball coming because he had got burnt. Like, you get what I'm saying? So, look, man, I think his time is done. And the main reason is he not a Kyle Shanahan guy. Like, I don't like him. It's clear it's present danger. He's only playing, A, due to injury, and B, he's getting a shot to put some film together. Go ahead, Sterling. I know you want to talk about Akello.
Yeah, I think it's tough because to me, I compare him to Dante Pettis just on defense. He's a guy who, second round pick, a guy who they have hopes for, a guy who can do something, has potential, whether it's not being put in the position to succeed or a guy who just doesn't have dog in him. And if I know Robert Saleh, who may not be here, or Kyle Shanahan, he wants dog. The only time he doesn't want dog is when you're in his dog house. He wants you playing in the yard, all the toys tearing somebody up. Not in the doghouse, sitting there with a pouty face because I can't play. And Akello, who has played well through the last couple of weeks, I just think he's in a position where he's on the outside looking in. And the only reason why he's playing is because of the injuries. If Verrett's there, Sherman's healthy, if Mosey's healthy, and K'Wan's back, he's not playing. He's the 5th guy. But the only thing I will say is that Dante Johnson played 4 games for us this year. So I have no reason to believe Witherspoon could not be back in some certain aspect or in some role. If Dante Johnson is playing on this team in 2020, his 3rd stint with the team, I have no reason to believe that if the COVID practice squad thing continues, which it very well could next year for all we know, Witherspoon could have some role on this team in 2021, whether we like it or not, just based on circumstance alone.
And that's what I think. It's the depth.
That's true. That's very true.
They was like, yo, Dante, I got $50, man. You want to play in this game?
Yeah,
He's
and
like,
Witherspoon's going to have
and
to. He's
a
going to have
ham
to take a
sandwich.
pay cut.
And a Subway
I don't know.
coupon. I'll give you a Subway coupon and it's $50. Come
I
play
ain't gonna lie.
slot.
You buy me a Popeyes chicken sandwich, I'm playing on Sunday. I am out there suiting up. Like, you give me, I am dressed, hamstring torn or not. I'm playing for a Popeyes chicken sandwich.
I got you, baby. Hey, here we go. Right here. Here we go. All right, so D Ford. So I really hoping that he's healthy, so he can play. But I don't think he's going to play. Right. So for me, I moved on emotionally from his position. Like I need him to move on. I need him to retire. I need for him, in order to make my offseason great for the 49ers, I need him to retire a week after this week. So after this Sunday, next week will be the time that D Ford say, you know what? I really appreciate the faithful. I'm going to get up out of here. I just can no longer, my body just won't allow me to play anymore. I'm going to move on. That'd be great. If not, the 49ers need to find a way to restructure or cut this man. We have to move on from D Ford. D Ford had flashes of greatness. He had flashes of greatness. He played well in certain areas when it was Super Bowl time. This year, when you start talking about neck and back, like he sounds 60 years old, right? He's icy hot. That's his nickname. You know what I mean? He can't get it together. So you know what, D Ford? I need to emotionally move on from you a week from Sunday. Please retire. Anything about D Ford before we get to move to the next one?
I just appreciate what he brought to the team, man, and I'm hoping that he gracefully bows out. That's it.
When we're talking about GMs, see, that's the thing. Kansas City knew this guy was hurt. They dumped him on us. All right. They dumped him on us, and we have the cow turd in our faces. And that's all I'm saying. When we're giving John Lynch a grade, you got to look at that. You have to look at those things. Another GM got the best of him. Just like when John Lynch, quote unquote, got the deal with the Mitch Trubisky deal for Solomon Thomas. We praised him. We were like, wow, our GM's really working the moves. Wrong again. So that's all I'm saying. When we're evaluating and we're throwing A's out there, that D Ford contract is huge.
Man, that Solomon Thomas and Mitch Trubisky, that shit is a wash. They both suck. So
True.
Like, we could just say that's a wash. And we got two big side of that too.
Alvin Kamara was in that draft too, by the way.
We traded our pick. He went
That was
the second round.
the Witherspoon pick right before him.
Yeah.
It was
What?
Witherspoon, Kamara.
Yeah.
Crazy.
What?
Yeah.
Witherspoon, Kamara, the next pick.
That's what it's
Oh!
Wait. But let's be fair. Who was our running back at the time? It doesn't
Carlos
matter.
Hyde, Joe Williams.
It didn't matter.
I was like, it doesn't matter.
Joe Bum Williams.
He was a Kyle guy though. Kyle thought that was his guy.
Joe Bum Williams.
That's not on John Lynch. That's on Kyle Shanahan.
No, that's John Lynch. You're the GM.
No, but Kyle
that's
Shanahan,
Kyle.
That's his
You're the
guy.
GM, though.
And
That's Kyle,
his
man.
guy.
You gotta say
No.
no. You gotta say no.
First of all, Kyle Shanahan runs the team, so
He's
it
a
doesn't matter
bum.
who the.
I mean, you know
whoever
what?
the GM
Joe's
is.
a bum, Kyle.
He was
Sorry.
a bum. And that's probably why he passed on Alvin Kamara.
That's
This dude was
crazy.
pulling trucks in college. I'm talking about tractor trailer with the big ass tires. There's no way you don't draft this guy.
Here we go.
God.
Here we go.
Do you want what my logical thought is or my emotional response to it is? Because they are on opposite spectrums of what my answer will be.
So go logical because we want logic. We want logic.
Okay. So Mike McGlinchey is a very good run blocker. A very good run blocker. He has been since the day he came into the NFL. Number 9 overall pick. The unfortunate part, he's been on his knees more than Monica Lewinsky has this year. He's looking at the quarterback nonstop. Like he's looking back at the quarterback the entire time, every snap. That's all he's done. And now look, I'm not going to sit out here and say having no center, having really no right guard, like having those positions will help him. Having those positions will improve his play. But the way he's played this year, just looking at him alone, not as a unit, as an offensive line, makes me to believe every single time George Kittle was lined up next to him in pass coverage, he was the one carrying the load. Or Toilolo last year was carrying the load. Because McGlinchey has been awful besides the last week and a half. But even last week, he was staring at Beathard watching him get laid out for a fumble.
Yes.
Now, he needs to gain 30, 40 pounds. I want to see him at 340 next year for all I care. I want you to be able to be unmoved by Chauncey Gardner-Johnson in New Orleans coming off of a nickel blitz. I don't want to see it anymore. He looks like a tight end. He looks like Klein Sofson from Minnesota in 2003 playing fullback. You should not be playing right tackle if you are 310 pounds, in quotes, 310 pounds. The guy looks like a 280-pound tight end who's called in to block because he's the big guy on the high school team. But in reality, he can't move.
He's small.
McGlinchey will be here. Kyle Shanahan loves Mike McGlinchey. The Niners built from the trenches out. They're going to keep him. I don't know if it'll be on the 5th-year option, but he will be here whether we like it or not. He will be here even if Trent Williams isn't, just because Williams is in the contract year.
And he can run block a little bit too.
Exactly, and that's what Kyle Shanahan loves to do. Kyle Shanahan will pick 5 run blockers over a pass blocker any day of the week because that's his scheme. His scheme is run first, play action offense.
I agree.
He fits Shanahan's scheme to a T. Now, again, if the problem is fitting Kyle Shanahan's scheme to a T does have its faults. And McGlinchey, although good at what he does in run blocking, his fault is pass blocking, and it gets Garoppolo, Mullins, and Beathard killed. Even if it's Zach Wilson, they will not be best friends at all. At all.
I think McGlinchey would be back too. Like you said, if he puts on 30 pounds, my God, That's where he has to be. Like right now, he's just small. I'm his size right now, and like you said last week, Akeem and I shared a photo, and like you said, he's on the ground and just allowing the quarterback to get pummeled.
Monica Lewinsky.
Man, I think he'll be back though. I honestly do. I think he'll be back, and I think he's due for a decent season.
Yeah,
That's
Of
hecka
course he'll
funny,
be
bro.
back, guys. He's still on a contract, man. He's still on his rookie contract. He's gonna come, and guess what? It'll be his contract year,
So
He'll ball out.
so
and he has to get right.
he can also draft a third
Oh,
round
you absolutely can.
right tackle, and it would be a scary competition because he could lose his job.
And that's the issue. The issue is, and I think this is going to be way different in 2021. Kyle Shanahan is going to be up in the ante. Everybody's position will be on subject except for probably Nick Bosa's.
see,
And
but
even
that's
you
the
need to
beauty of
bring
it,
us-
though.
Right.
That's the beauty of it. Let's make diamonds. I don't want pearls or rocks. I
Right.
want diamonds. I want a
Right.
Super Bowl winning team. I want a Pro Bowl level caliber player at every single position. If it can happen, obviously it can't. But like that's what I want. You have to have a really good offensive line to succeed in the NFL. What was the biggest fault of the team against the Chiefs? Mike Pearson sucked in the Super Bowl, and Rich Bird got hurt. That is a major reason why we lost that game. Other reasons go into it. But if you draft the right tackle, and he's really good, it gives you the flexibility to say, hey, McGlinchey, play right guard for a second. Gain 30 pounds, play right guard. Or just do something with him. Trade him. I don't care. But a decision is going to have to be made, but I'm going to go ahead and say Kyle Shanahan's going to keep the guy for as long as he can because he loves him so much.
I agree. My guy, Trent Williams. Look, I don't care how much he costs. I think
I'm with you.
You bring him back. You secure the left side of that line. You know, a lot of people said, "Oh, he gave up 3 or 4 sacks and blah 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 and all this good stuff." You know,
Starting
he's
in the
known
Pro Bowl.
He's third. He's third. I think he was second left tackle on PFF too, even though a lot of people don't want to use that to rate
He
players.
is. He's second. He's number 2. Yeah.
And you know, he's gave up 4 sacks. He's good for at least 1 or 2 penalties a game. I mean, yeah, it's a different system. It's his first year back in 2 years, and you bring his behind back to block for your quarterback's blind side. He's a left tackle, so he's supposed to get paid.
And
so
he
money
wasn't
we
injured.
have,
And he wasn't injured all year, really. He had COVID,
I
but
mean,
he wasn't injured.
this elbow thing he got right now. I mean, come on, this is a veteran injury right here. Like, this is one of those things to say, hey man, I'm gonna pay you, so we're gonna say, hey, you're gonna take the injury on the elbow, and you go ahead and rock out and enjoy your family early. Happy New Year. You bring him back. It's a no-brainer.
I would like to see him back, and I would like to see him back with Mike McGlinchey. Like, go ahead, take this. Can Trent Williams take Mike McGlinchey to lunch or to like a weight room or something like that? Because I'm telling you, there's no cohesion. They're not working together. There's no leadership. That's the biggest aspect that's missing of the offensive line. There's no clear leader. I know there's a C on Trent Williams' jersey, but I don't think he can provide that level of leadership that Mike McGlinchey was accustomed to. And I don't know. I might be overthinking this. There might be this competition going on in Mike McGlinchey's head because he's like, oh, Trent Williams, the new guy. I got to prove myself that I'm the guy. I've been here. I'm not sure. But those two have to link up somehow and begin the leadership process for the new guys that are going to come in, or you're going to continue to have your miscommunication troubles.
See, I think the difference between Joe and Trent leads like by example, like by the way he plays, and either you're going to want to be like him or you're not. Whereas Joe Staley is way more vocal. He had fun. He did these things. I mean, you could be leaders in different types of ways, but I do think that something is going on with the offensive line, and I don't think that
They need to hire Joe Staley though.
They should.
Yeah.
Why is he not coaching the offensive line?
He should be there.
Or tight ends or running
assistant,
back.
do something.
He can even coach the damn quarterback better than Shane Day can. I'm sure he can rock it up. Sorry, I just Jimmy Garoppolo still can't throw right. So.
What you got on Williams, Sterling?
Yeah, I think, I was looking at some stats, and David Lombardi tweeted this out 2 hours ago. Most quarterback hits allowed this season. 58 for Seattle, they're number 5. Eagles are 4 at 58 as well. Falcons are 3. Vikings are 2 at 59 and 60. All the way at 73 is San Francisco, number 1 in the NFL. Now, again, that goes on the quarterback for holding the ball too long and the offensive line. But again, Trent Williams has been your best offensive lineman all year. And when you have a quarterback, if Jimmy Garoppolo is back, who has shown to have an injury history. Now, you can go on and say an ACL tear, non-contact, being dumb, not going out of bounds. Those are freak accidents sometimes. But he has injury history. How are you going to protect someone's ankles like Jimmy Garoppolo's if you can't protect for him? Trent Williams is the best offensive lineman you have. There's a reason why you traded draft capital to replace him with Joe Staley, or vice versa, excuse me. If you are willing to replace this man or replace Joe Staley with this man, that tells you everything you need to know. And it tells Trent Williams everything he needs to know as to where you value him. So if I'm Trent Williams, I'm saying you are replacing a left tackle, future Hall of Famer, captain of your team with me, who's already a captain from day one without even stepping a foot on the field. You think that highly of me, Kyle Shanahan, John Lynch? You have to pay me the bag. If it means I have to cut Dee Ford and Richburg, which they should do it anyways, and save $44 million after June 1st and give all of that money to Trent Williams, you might have to do it. And guess what? Having a franchise left tackle is the second most important position on an NFL team.
On any team.
On any team.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I value linemen more than skill guys. Because you can still win football games. You can still win. I remember the 92 Redskins. They had Mark Ripken out there as quarterback, and all they had was the best line I've probably seen ever in football, other than them Dallas Cowboy years when my boy Larry Allen was there. Larry Allen. Yeah. So all I'm saying is you can make a lot of people look good with a great offensive line. So pay this man. This is my last one. Let's go here.
Woo-hoo. Juice. Whew. Yeah, I mean, I think when you look at Kyle Shanahan's system, there's a reason why Kyle Shanahan made him the highest paid fullback in the NFL when he did in 2017. Mm-hmm. There's a reason why he was one of the first free agents he sought after in the offseason when he came into San Francisco. There's a reason why Juice is so important to this offense. There's a reason why he scored a few touchdowns in the Super Bowl. He's touching the ball more and more almost every single week. He's a gadget, tight end, fullback, receiver, running back, all in one person. He does it all. He's the Swiss Army knife, the Swiss juice box, if you want to call him that. He's that good. He does everything for this team you want. He is a phenomenal run blocker, a great pass catcher, a great pass blocker. You have to pay him. Now, again, you have to ask yourself, what does the NFL value a fullback? But the problem is here, because they're already paying him a lot of money, it now shifts to, how do the Niners value a fullback? And if they can't pay him what he wants, again, I'll dangle the Robert Saleh thing out there to give him a guy on the offense he knows who can run the system very well. I could easily see Juice leaving with Robert Saleh. Familiarity is very important in the NFL.
I see him going back to the Ravens with Lamar Jackson.
And he got the bread. Wherever Saleh goes, he's going to have the money.
Yeah.
So I want to talk about Juice a little bit. Juice is the extension of our offensive line. So we value our offensive line. We need to value Juice. So I think we got to pay him that money too, even if that means cutting Kendrick Bourne, those type of guys. I mean, not cutting, but letting those guys walk. So draft a couple other guys to pay valuable guys. I've seen Juice bust runs open for Mostert when he's not even being touched. So if you looked at him against Jeff Wilson and he was coming downhill, he is so good. We cannot lose Juice. We lose Juice, our offense is not going to be the same. So we really have to understand the extension of our line is the best fullback in the game, and he needs to be paid. What y'all got?
We're going to lose someone. Like we're trying to keep everybody. I haven't heard it.
No, we cut Jimmy and we cut Dee Ford. We got money to pay cats.
But we need Dee Ford. We need Dee Ford to retire. We can't cut Dee Ford.
What do you say, Wayne?
and we could cut Richburg. Listen, we can cut all these guys. We have an out and on. We just how much do we want to pay to cut?
Yeah.
That's the question. Do you want to take the cap hits? I believe D Ford's is pretty high. I think
Really
Richburg's
high.
is pretty high too. So we talk about cutting these guys. We're going to be spending more money, but we'll be relieving ourselves from the headache of them not getting better to help our team. So it's one of those things we got to, but then if we cut all these players, then we can't bring everybody back. I'm hoping Juice comes back, but takes one of those type of discounts because, hey, Juice, I gave you $80,000 billion to come here when we sucked. I need you to take like $80 now. You know what I'm saying? It should overcompensate, something like that. You know what I mean? I'm thinking Kyle and John will figure out a way to work out some type of language, and I think Juice loves it here. I really do. I think he has a great rapport with the guys. So I'm hoping that's how that contract negotiation works out.
Well, I want to say this,
That
man.
sounds so nice.
I really appreciate my guys coming on, man. This has been a great show. Guys, tell them how to reach out to you guys if they need to reach you. Look at your shows. Tell them everything. Now nobody want to close. Now nobody. everybody was ready to open competition. Now everybody's like this. Crickets. Go ahead. Let's go, Sterling. What you got?
All right, guys, you can follow me on Twitter at 49ers_access. You can follow me on Instagram, 49ers.access. My podcast, the 49er Access Podcast, is available everywhere podcasts are available. You can listen to hot takes, my takes, talk about the draft class tonight. I went in on John Lynch a few weeks back about it. This week, a year in review. Matthew Stafford, Zach Wilson, what the hell's going on? It's 2020. Let's wrap the year up on a good note. Podcast drops at the end of this week, guys.
Yeah, it is.
I love it. Listen, I'm your boy Wayne Breezy, man. You can find me on Nothing But Niners. You can find me on Nitty Gritty Niners. The podcast is available everywhere. Oh, our podcast from this past Monday night was crazy. Make sure you guys check that out. Man, I appreciate you guys for having us on the show, having me on the show. It's been much fun. Long time waiting. Can't wait to be back. Yo, we only got one game left, yo.
Wow. Oh man.
Yeah, but that means I'm talking mess about everybody's team. Now I'm just happy that I'm praying the Cowboys don't get in. I'm glad the Raiders are not in. So now if we beat Seattle, hey man, I'm gonna sleep well, man.
Can you believe that the Cowboys might make the playoffs, yo?
So trash, bro.
Weak division.
Yo, and it's our fault. Because every time we played a team that sucked, they got right against us and they got hot. Miami,
Philly and the Cowboys.
Philly.
But he should have started CJ Beathard in that game, man.
How do we lose to the enemy?
Wait, we lost to Philly, Washington, and the Cowboys?
The Cowboys. The only team
was
the Giants.
Let's make it worse. We lost to Dwayne Haskins, who doesn't have a job anymore.
Yeah,
my goodness.
Dwayne Haskins he was. But I knew when he was leaving college. That's a whole other story.
Who's worse?
Me too.
Who's worse, Dwayne Haskins or Jamarcus Russell?
Jamarcus Russell.
I think Dwayne.
At least
Haskins.
he played
I think Jamarcus Russell. He was bad, but at least it looked like he can win some football games even when he was playing. Dwayne Haskins looked like if I was in shape, I can be Dwayne Haskins.
How did we lose that game?
It's like strip
Chase,
Club Dwayne
Mike
cheeseburger Eddie. Like
Mike McGlinchey is why we lost that game.
Mike McGlinchey and Nick Mullen.
They put Chase Young right over him. It was like, go get him.
That spin move Chase put on McGlinchey. McGlinchey was like, oh. Like he
Yeah. Yeah, he was.
I'm gonna tell you right now, Mike McGlinchey cannot electric slide and nobody's wedding, man. He has no feet. Terrible.
None.
Terrible.
None.
Hey man, but we about to here, man. This is Niner Nation. Niners. We out.